you mentioned something about religion. Do you view, you said something along the lines of, and correct me if I'm wrong, you view religious people or religion as a mental illness?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
An invisible imaginary friend in the sky is a mental illness.
Okay.
Isn't mental illness invisible and imaginary?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Andrew Wilson absolutely demolishes these two male feminists on whether or not the sex industry is a good thing. These guys had it out on the whatever podcast, and let's just say it didn't go too well for these guys. But what'd you expect going up against Andrew Wilson? But you know what? Miracles could happen. Maybe these two might take down the masterclass in debating Andrew Wilson. Let's see how this debate goes down.
Different. So that's why I said, you know what? We're not going to go personal jobs.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is a business, right?
Hang on, let me correct a couple things though. Absolutely 100% do not set women up to say stupid things. I don't even know the questions when I come in. No idea. They just say stupid things because a lot of these women are fucking stupid. Now, I just want to make sure that we're crystal clear. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of the women who come in, they're not set up. They just say really fucking stupid shit.
Right. I mean, if you did the show with men, it'd be the same thing.
As men
Look
do
at
it.
us right
Yeah,
now, right?
absolutely.
A lot of people say stupid shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you characterize it as a setup, right? There's no setup. They just say fucking stupid shit. Now, it's hilarious to clip it and put it out there because they said something fucking stupid. Every bit as much as it would be for any man.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're not interviewing smart girls, right? Because then that wouldn't go viral.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. They have degrees in psychology. They have degrees in mathematics. They have university master's degrees. Many of these women come in, can't wait to do a debate, and they say the stupidest shit on planet Earth. Who could we get who would be up to the standards that you would have of an intelligent woman? What would we need besides a master's degree, high education? Like what? What do you want us to go get a fucking scientist? Like, what do you want us to go get?
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, like, for instance, you have like Jasmine Jafar, for instance, who's apparently a lawyer. And yeah, a lot of these girls on the whatever podcast, yeah, they'll have various degrees from places. And yeah, they don't seem very smart, at least when it comes to their arguments.
Women can we find that aren't going to say this retarded shit? That's what I want to know.
And that's where I think that now that I've actually talked to you guys for about an hour, I don't think Brian disrespects women. I don't. Andrew, I'm not sure yet.
Not enough.
I think if your show, if you saw the value in doing an 8-hour show promoting them, you would have gone the complete other way. You're going where the bag is. So I don't think you hate them, and I don't think you want to disrespect them. I don't think you sleep better at night knowing I really stuck it to that girl.
I think you're the circus leader in
do.
a clown show. That's literally what we all do. That's what I do for a living. That's what you do for a living. You surround yourself by people who provide you interesting debate and conversation. Because if you talk to fucking the same kind of people on your wavelength all day, like, no one's tuning in. They want to hear Howard Stern-esque conversations, right?
Giovannic donated $100.
Yeah, thank you, Giovanni.
I respect Warman built his living around exploiting 18-year-old women in an evil and destructive industry.
No kidding.
I would
Is that
be
for me or you?
hard-pressed to find a
think it's
duo
for
of
him.
creeps who values women less than you two.
Is that at you guys?
No, that's at you.
Oh, nice. Built his living around.
Hold on. Giovanni, thank you.
First of all, it's not cool that you have your little fanboys coming in chiming in.
Why not?
Because we don't have that privilege.
Yeah, you
Now
do.
it's an off. Now you guys have an advantage. You have
Wait.
call a friend.
Your fanboys can chime in right now.
I didn't promote the show.
Oh, well, whose fault is that?
I sent you the link. You told you before the show. In fact, before the show, you said, depending on my performance on the show,
Yeah.
I'm reluctant to actually promote it.
Yeah, because we're the dumb bitches here in this
100%.
scenario.
We don't know. We're not debaters. I've never done this.
Yeah.
He's a professional. What do you say? Fastest growing debater in the world?
Yeah.
We don't know what we're walking
Debate
into.
channel.
For all I
Yeah.
know, you prepped
We're gonna have a
Biden for
champagne
his
pouring
last
contest
debate.
after this.
Well, so let's go back to the.
Then that would not take that as a mark of like success if I had prepped Biden for his last debate. I just want to let you know that would not be. Yeah,
That was the joke. That was the joke.
Yeah, I'd be pretty ashamed of myself for that one.
But so let's go back to the original claim. So
Imagine if Andrew Wilson would have prepped Joe Biden for a debate. Imagine how that would have gone down. Well, Donald Trump. Would you have sex with a corpse?
you originally said there was this girl, cell phone went off. I yelled at her. Nick, if you can find the clip, I might have.
Were you there?
I'll concede that I'll certainly concede that I
there.
get frustrated on the show because a lot of these people are not media trained, camera trained, etc.
Grid One Motorsports donated
thank you, Grid One. Appreciate it. Good to see you in the
$101.
chat.
About to start my show, but she ate these dudes. Bro, you ain't got a white knight so hard. The women do that for you on stage on demand. These women are the definition of mental midgets.
All right, thank you.
Threw
Grid
midgets
One.
under the
there
bus.
you go.
That's crazy.
But he should have used dwarves. You're right.
First of all, the M word is as bad now as the M word. It's little people.
In fact, you had a little person. You know what? I thought dwarf was still valid.
Dwarf is actually a category.
That's what they want to be
It's
called.
under a certain height.
I thought
is
they
dwarf.
preferred dwarf.
I don't like the
They
word
like
dwarf.
little person, little
Because
people.
it sounds
that's the new one.
mythical.
Yeah, dwarf is the old one. You're right.
What if they have
It's,
beards?
But now I believe.
Then they look mythical.
Don't quote me. I think
yeah,
dwarf.
I think it fits. It's
Dwarf
all right.
is a smaller one now. I believe it's under 3'8", perhaps.
Is
I'm not
it?
sure. I think little person was what they like. M word not cool. Disregard that guy's claims he's using slurs.
He's gonna get canceled. Grid One.
You are
you're-
not
you're
helping
gonna
our
get
soy boy
canceled.
men.
But,
Don't use the M word. I'm like, God.
that is the euphemism treadmill, though. So I guess midget used to be acceptable. Now it's not. Dwarf was acceptable. Now it's. Now
I don't
it's
know where
little.
dwarf is.
Now it's little person.
Yes.
So in any case, going back to the criticisms, I don't think when you say like I yelled and screamed at her, I mean you guys are kind of almost yelling and screaming at us. I have a pretty soft-spoken voice.
I'm just
so.
you do. That's how I be. I have
Okay.
ADHD.
No, I'm not upset by
I have
it.
every letter in the book.
I'm not upset by it, but I might, increase my volume a little bit and might be a bit frustrated. But at least when it came to her phone specifically, I don't think I was verbally abusive to her when it came to her phone.
Wait, question for you.
Go ahead.
That guy paid $9 to write that comment, and he called us fucking soy boys.
No, he paid $100.
$100 to write that, and I'm the loser. I love it. I'm gonna start paying in a second for our team on the side. These two guys are really good debaters.
So,
And make your bag, boys.
But you are in the studio debating. Just saying.
Yeah. We're here. We're happy to be here.
so I guess going back to the criticisms, you use the term verbal abuse. So how do you consider what do you consider verbal abuse?
Like if they're on the set and they're like, "Take it, bitch," is that verbal abuse?
Take it, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're like
Oh, you mean
shooting
that while
a
they're
porn?
fucking?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. You see, okay. So just so you know, Andrew.
Is that verbal abuse?
No. But when they're shooting porn, how it works, just so you know, is it's very safe, happy environment where you go over what they want, what they don't want, the no's, safe words, all this and that. And then there's always a director on
That's
set.
very nice of them.
Yeah. So
Before they go and cream this fucking girl's face with 8 guys, and then she's going to have that video out for the rest of her life. Before they do that, they want to make sure that they know her no
yeah,
Got to
100
make sure. Oh, that's too much. That's one dick too many, right?
They're there because they want to be there. It's a safe environment. It's their choice to be there, and that's all that matters. It's what they want to do, and it's
Yeah,
their
I
choice.
don't
I
think
mean,
that-
wanting 8
and we
dicks, there's
shouldn't-
nothing wrong with
I
that.
don't think that that's all that matters. I
shouldn't
think
shit
that-
on someone
I
for-
think that we basically outlaw all sorts of behavior that people want to do because it's really fucking bad behavior. And so you just,
Yeah,
should
but-
engage
Do you
in
have sex,
Yeah.
Andrew? With who?
my wife.
You have sex with your wife?
Yeah.
No ring. All right.
I have my ring.
Oh, you wear it on the neck. Good for you. So, okay, so you have sex with your wife. They're doing the same thing, Andrew.
They're having sex with their wife.
In most cases, there are a lot of married
did you have
couples. There
sex,
are.
premarital sex? I'm just curious,
Yeah,
dude.
I have.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that like, because here's the thing, I'm not religious in any way. So do your beliefs and all this stem from a religious background, or just like, you just personally look at it and go like, that's gross,
I look
that
at it
shouldn't
both
belong?
ways. So one, I would say it's sinful, but I would never be able to convince you guys of that. I wouldn't even bother trying.
Well, yeah.
But what I can look at is I can look at the societal damage and how fucking horrific it is mentally on women to be involved in sex work, and none of them end up with a good result.
But why do you care about
basically,
these
ever.
people
Because,
if they're
because,
nobodies?
Because this is the society I live in.
Right, but I don't
Because-
care about
because-
anyone.
Because here's what I would hope. I would never get it from you guys, right? But here's what I would hope and wish more than anything. That I'd be driving down the fucking road in my shitty car, and the tire goes, and bam, I hit a rock, and I'm fucking dead. My daughters are orphaned, right? And they're struggling, and one of their friends goes, "Hey, you know what? You could go to this shoot and suck a dick, and they'll pay you 20 grand. And she goes, "You know what? That sounds like easy money." I wish to God, before they walk in that studio, somebody like me would be like, "No, don't do that. Do anything but that. Work as a fucking barista. Go do anything but this.
Right. But
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Listen, as a father of daughters myself, I don't want them being raised in a society that promotes this as legitimate work and says like, yeah, it's okay, the freedom, it's girl power, it's girl boss, it's real work.
I would hope, but that's not the world we live in.
look, I'm not going to debate you on that, but if someone chooses to go into that, it's like, I mean, working at Starbucks is arguably more degrading to your body
Yeah, they could
than
choose-
taking 8 cocks.
Yeah, why can't somebody choose to fuck a dead body?
Well, they can.
And do you have any moral qualms with that?
Nope, because the body's dead. No one's getting hurt.
So it's fine.
Who's getting hurt?
So if they walk over and they grab roadkill off the road and start fucking it, you have no moral objection to that.
None.
Ulysses the Pagan donated $100.
Yeah, thank
Tone
you.
policing is controlling speech and opinions as an end run around to control modes of expression, which is the means to control the narrative. Control that and you control society. Just stop.
I feel like I'm playing like
Is it-
fucking
who's
like
that one
Dungeons
for?
and Dragons.
I never know. who
That
this
sounded like a
was.
quest.
You know what I think beyond the issue of them choosing to do that is they do have a lot of mental health issues when they do it. Not all of them.
Doesn't have
But they
mental
do. A
health
lot of
issues.
people
I have
do.
mental
One
health issues.
Motorsports
Just one second.
Don't you
donated
have mental health issues?
$100
You believe in God.
That's not
This
a mental health
That's a
degeneration
mental
wants
health
to
issue,
tone police me.
1000%.
You exploit women, making them into literal whores, and you want to tone police me? Dude, you fail at
I want that
life.
$100
Do better.
because I just made him spend another 100.
That's our 100.
Wait, so hold on.
So hold on.
Wait.
not one of your whores.
Hold on. So let's explore a couple of the claims. So
So hang on, I just want to make sure I got this clear. Okay. Me believing in God to you is a mental health issue, but fucking a dead body.
Also a mental health issue.
No,
I
wait,
agree.
Wait. Why is that a mental health issue?
It is.
You
It's
have
fucking weird.
you have no moral issues with it at all.
Well, yeah, I don't really give a shit about it. But I also don't care that you believe in God because you
Right.
don't affect me.
Yeah, but if I did implement those morals of you can't fuck dead body because gross and immoral,
But what's gross?
Hang on.
Anal sex?
but immoral to have sex with a dead body, you would say what? You're hurting my bodily autonomy? Like that's too much for you? Is that one line too much?
Hey, we did not come here to debate fucking dead people. That is
No, I
fucked
didn't.
up.
I'm just asking.
I don't
So
think
let
anyone
me
should
ask
fuck
this.
dead
Can you
people.
back? Can I just ask you a question, dude? Where does sex stop being gross or start being gross for you?
Yeah, so I'm not making an ick argument. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what type of sexual intercourse with a female is going to be gross or not
Right.
gross or tasteful or not tasteful. I don't think it's really relevant. What is relevant, though, is that to say that we can put no restrictions on consenting sex insane, we do it all the time. For instance, do you think that a brother should be able to fuck his sister?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Why?
so.
Because it's gross. Yeah, but that's my opinion.
hey,
But
hey.
guess what? Someone else is going to think that's okay.
Is it immoral?
Is it immoral? According to today's society, sure, but half the world does it.
Yeah, do you think it's immoral?
I think it's fucking immoral to a lot of things in this world.
Yeah,
are
is
immoral.
that immoral or not?
Is that immoral? What's immoral to you? Where do you get your morals?
Well,
They're invented
so
by
I-
man, right? Morals, right? They're not where they pass down to you by
well,
God.
if it's just subjective, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't know how you call anything immoral ever.
That's what. So there you go. Like
If you think it's
someone could
subjective.
find sitting next to a sex doll immoral.
So then, from your worldview, then you have to understand what that would mean. That would mean that you couldn't say serial killers were immoral. You couldn't say that child underage diddlers were immoral. You couldn't say anything was immoral if your claim is we just make up morality.
We do make up morality.
Well, then if we do just make up morality, you have no objective metric for which to call anything immoral ever.
that's kind of how
so
shit
then
works. Right?
nothing anything does is immoral.
It just depends on society's standards. And right now, having 8 cocks in your mouth isn't illegal.
So if society says
One day, if they do,
Notice how he switched it from immoral to illegal. He said, as of right now, having, how do you say, 8 male members in one's mouth, that is not illegal. Well, no one's arguing what's illegal or what's not. We're asking what's immoral by society's standards. Which, no surprise here, two people who don't believe in God, leaving it up to society once again.
be sure to be. I just want to make sure that we're clear in your worldview. Then, if society says that you can diddle kids, totally moral.
No.
What do you mean? no.
I don't think so.
Wait, why not?
Absolutely not.
Because I can disagree with things too. But I don't
What
disagree
would
with
the
a person
basis-
taking
what
8
would-
dicks.
What would the basis be to make the disagreement if it's just a subjective metric?
If murder was legal, I still would be like, oh, that's kind of whack.
Why?
Because just doesn't feel right. Just how seeing a girl take 8 dicks doesn't feel right for you. This is a personal opinion.
So can you legislate based on it doesn't feel right?
No, you can't. That's why
Then
this
why do you
country's
legislate against murderers and kid diddlers?
Dude, I don't fucking make the rules.
Would you?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, because I'm a piece of shit, so you wouldn't listen to me.
So you wouldn't legislate against kid diddlers?
Oh, I would do that.
Okay, well then if you would do that, then you would
Sure.
legislate based on it gives me the ick, right?
It would be based on the fact that a child can't make up its own decisions and it's fucking a child.
Yeah, but your entire basis for what is moral, you just told me, is based literally on your subjective metric of your preference of I don't like it.
For me, yeah, we
Yeah.
all have, it's called morals. Like, we have our own, right?
So
Like,
if you have your own morals,
yes.
you say that the kid diddler bad,
Yes.
then you would legislate against it based on your own morals.
Sure.
Why couldn't I legislate on this thing I say
You
is bad
can.
based on
Dude,
my morals?
I'm not, but I don't care about your opinion just like you don't care about mine.
Well, no. See, I do.
You care about
Because
my
we
opinion?
live in, yeah, unfortunately.
But you don't know who I am until we just
unfortunately,
met.
You can vote. He can vote. I live in a
He
society.
can't vote. He's from Canada.
Yeah. Well, he can still vote. He's going to become a citizen. He told me,
Yeah,
right?
well, we'll see.
So
What
the
he
thing
does
is
for a
that so if you wonder why I
was the one
care,
thing, guys?
why do you
What was the
care? Why
one
do you
thing?
care what all these people do? Why do you give a shit so much? Is because if they just go all of our morality.
Name taken donated $100. Andrew, what you bring to the podcast, man, but you've cut Brian off a few times now. It's a little annoying for the viewers,
Oh, they're
probably
turning on their
Marissa
own.
for Brian. Oh, and these two guys suck.
Oh,
Hey,
there
it's
it is.
okay. It's the nature of a fast-paced show like this. People cut each other off.
Andrew do be talking a lot. I feel like I haven't got the talking stick.
You guys say you disagree a lot.
Brian, where's Brian at?
Hold on. You got to allow Andrew to finish his argument.
Okay.
But name taken. Thank you for the message.
So anyway,
I feel like I'm in class right now,
if
and I didn't take my
everybody-
Ritalin.
If everybody just has these kind of subjective metrics for what is moral, and it's all just coming from our own personal preference or purview or this or that, then you have no basis to say, one, that anything is immoral, or two, that me legislating any of my morals would be any worse than you doing it. So if I say sex work is unequivocally evil and bad, you would have no basis to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. But I don't care about your
Then
opinion.
that's
I can
the-
discuss that
Then
with
that's
you.
the debate.
Yeah,
debate-
So if the debate is just, sure, if you and the rest of you Christian populists outlaw sex work, more power to you.
Hey, if you get the fucking job done, God bless you.
So how come you guys don't bring on male performers? And
We just did. We brought on two
and-
male performers.
you have any problems with them, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I debate them all the time.
Okay. I've never seen you guys.
I also debate.
go at a male.
I debate red pill gurus. Well,
we
you
had
have to
a-
understand when you say you
which
guys.
Sterling Cooper. We've had
Yeah,
him on
the
the
whatever
show.
podcast is Brian Atlas.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Right,
just
he
a
has his
guest.
own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. My show. Yeah, I debate with them all the time.
Okay.
Absolutely happy to.
Has
do it.
anyone ever changed your opinion?
Yeah, I've had my opinion changed about tons of things.
Okay.
Especially interactive, the way that men and women interactively date, how it operates in the year 2024. A lot of the reasons people move towards sex work. There was all sorts of presuppositions I had which were completely and totally untrue. Absolutely. And what I've come to is, interestingly enough, I actually go into debates with open minds, right? But when somebody says, hey, it's okay to fuck a dead body, obviously I'm not going to. Obviously,
also
at that point,
pulling
I'm
your
like,
leg.
I'm not so sure that your opinion on this is great. But the thing is I still want to listen to why they think what they think. I want to understand why it is that they believe what it is that they believe. And what I found is this, unequivocally, almost every sex worker I've talked to regrets it. At the end of their road, when they're all done, they always look back and say, I wish I hadn't done that. And if you talk to them privately, they say, you're absolutely fucking right, and I wish more people would do something about this industry.
I'm gonna chime in there.
Yeah.
I know these girls very well. A lot of them are close friends of
Do
mine.
you fuck them?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. And I know them very well, and I get close with them outside the show, and these are my best friends and favorite people. And I totally disagree with you. Not most of them regret it. Not most of them are pissed that they did it and would have made different choices. A lot of them rep it and are very happy.
How many of the ones who are retired are you getting in?
A lot of them. I talked to a lot of the ones that are retired. They're very happy with, first of all, they made a very big career for themselves. A lot of them made multi-millions.
Most sex workers don't make shit.
I mean, would you treat it like any other job? How many people do I talk to that hate their job still, right? It's like they got into sex work. But
a lot
being
of them,
a plumber is
a lot
not
of them
that fun
actually
either.
Here's the
love what
thing.
they do.
When
And
you're a
if you
plumber-
take milfs like Cherie DeVille, Alexis Fox, 20 years in the business, multimillionaire celebrities.
Yeah, that's the
They're
top.
still
that's the top.
They're shooting
top
5 scenes a
percent.
day.
To address the this gentleman's argument about the whole, like, what about the plumbers and all these other jobs? Yeah, the thing is, a plumber actually provides a service. A plumber actually helps people. If someone has a plumbing problem in their household, the plumber actually helps them to fix it. They actually provide a service. Being an adult actress or actor, the only service you're providing is content for people to goon to. You're essentially just making yourself a glorified doll, if you will, some kind of object that is made, that is there for people to look at and to goon to. It's kind of dehumanizing. It's devaluing yourself.
They love it. You take a girl like Luna Star. She's been doing this 12 years. She's married to Michael Bay, worth $600 million.
She's married to Michael Bay?
Yes, or about to get married. But they're dating, they're living together. Still shoots every day because she loves it.
These are not...
She's happy. She wants to shoot.
These are not the common denominator for sex workers. You're pointing at the top 1.1%. It'd be like me telling people, hey, everybody should do a podcast because Destiny's a multimillionaire.
Right. So you guys are
that would
debating...
be fucking nuts to say. If I said that, I would be setting people up for
so let's talk
massive
about
failure.
OnlyFans girls then. So that's the
Man, Destiny is a multi-millionaire. Man, isn't that... Man.
three.
Or
hang
is
on.
the sex
Let's back
work
up.
also back to like just like someone's hooking behind a dumpster for $5 blowjobs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
That's more the speed versus
no.
the top 1% of porn
I consider
stars.
all of it to be under the same purview of degeneracy. When I say degeneracy, so you understand what that means, it just means without morals. So like somebody who says, I don't care if you fuck a dead body or you fuck roadkill, it's fine. I consider that to be absent morals, because you say all morality is subjective. It's just up to my purview. Therefore, what I say is moral. What you say is moral. What you say is moral. What you say is moral.
Yeah.
Right. That's all the absence of
But
morality.
do you guys ever joke around in these debates?
Yeah.
Because like I'm not pro fucking dead bodies, you know.
He was
Like I
joking.
didn't just come on here to be like stiff.
Now I also
Like,
want to
you know,
clarify.
like, I'm just
why we're
chilling.
here. It's
You guys
not,
stiffened up real quick once the
sex work
cameras
is
turned on.
a very broad bubble of this whole thing. I don't know shit about prostitution. It's illegal in many states,
Yeah,
and
we
a lot
don't
of
have
times
to
it's
even
not
worry
people's
about
choices.
that.
I'm here to stand up for adult stars doing adult films, and then OnlyFans girls,
Yeah,
girls,
those
everyday
are
girls
prostitutes.
that sell exclusive content.
How is a corn star not a prostitute, bro? That's a prostitute.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Absolutely
really?
Not.
So
Yeah.
so as long as I give you money, as long as I have a camera in your face, it's not hooking.
See, that argument gets told to me all the time.
Because
And
it's a
I
good
think it's the
argument.
dumbest
Is it-
argument.
wait, what's the counter?
It's a terrible argument.
One sec, guys.
In the wise words of Andre Vielson, the poorest man in the world still sees himself richer than a degenerate porn star,
Correct.
and so does everyone else.
Yeah.
See, these are the people
Poorest
you
man
guys
in the
attract.
world is like what?
You guys
Some
attract
guy
women
in where?
haters.
China
let's-
building an
here,
iPhone.
let me give you the argument.
Let's investigate this claim. What in this statement here has anything to do with woman hating?
Are you kidding? He's saying the poorest man on earth is still richer because a girl shoots adult films on her own terms.
No, yeah. So
That's
Bro, you know what kind of bum you
Hang
have to
on,
be
he
to
got
be
the
a broke
quote.
man?
you think that guy
he got
is,
the quote wrong. Here's the quote.
to be a broke guy in
That's what he's saying.
2024?
Yeah, but here's what the quote is.
okay, we'll get-
the
we can
quote
get
is that the poorest man in the world will always consider himself richer than a cock. Somebody who allows somebody else to purposely fuck their wife. The poorest
didn't say
man.
cock, he said
yeah,
degenerate
I
porn
know
star.
he got it wrong.
Oh.
But what the quote actually
Oh
is.
yeah, I mean I agree with that
Yeah,
one.
is that the poorest man in the world will always consider themselves richer than the man who shares his wife.
Do you want to talk about that? Cucks, we could get into that too.
Maybe
Yeah,
later,
happy
maybe
to.
later. But
All right.
Andrew, Kirill, you said something about broke men are bums, or I don't want to misquote
Yeah.
you. Just could you repeat? Because
Oh, I was just, if you're going to the extreme of the poorest man in the world, you're like, why are we using that guy as a metric? Imagine
but is it like
just
is
a
that,
broke dude.
Well, it's to
what's the-
just make the parallel.
he has no purpose in life.
Yeah, it's just
Wait,
to make
wait,
the
wait.
parallel that materialism.
Yeah, I
itself
get
is
it.
not the outcome.
Yeah, I know
But
what you're saying.
and Kirill, if I can, could you just scoot your mic to the edge of the table?
Yeah, dude.
And we just want to get you a bit more into frame. Are you able to just scoot a little closer that way?
Hey, want me to sit in his lap?
Yeah, a little cuddle sesh.
That's okay.
Wait, and you said
I mean, it
so,
wouldn't be immoral, right?
Not at all.
Kirill, you said that a broke man has no purpose.
Yeah.
Like
What's the
no
point?
value in him?
Yeah, absolutely not. What are you doing as a broke dude? Like, I have broke dude friends, and I'm like, how are you surviving in this world?
Well, certainly you need resources to survive.
If they have no value, they wouldn't be your
But-
friends, right?
If they have no, they're my friends.
Real quick, it's funny that he views his broke friends as like, well, how are you surviving in this world? Well, they are. And if they were to tell you, yeah, I'm happy doing it. I'm happy with my life. Yeah, sure. I don't have all the fancy things. I don't have a big house or anything like that. But you know what? I have my family and I'm happy. I wonder if this person would place like a moral judgment, because it sounds like he's placing a moral judgment. Like, how do you live like this? Like, how do you live poor? Which shows where his personal values are at. Because, see, he judges Andrew Wilson because Andrew Wilson looks at a corn star, which these two gentlemen will say, well, if that's what makes them happy, then why not let him do it? But Andrew Wilson is looking at us through a moral lens, and he sees, yes, that's immoral. Now, this person right here is looking at his broke friend or his poor friend and is placing it sounds like he's placing a moral value judgment on him, saying, how can you live like this? It's just another glimpse into the mindset of these degenerates.
Just look at you like, oh, I can't believe you're like a bum. Like you don't have friends that are like broke, and you're like, or like when you hear about broke dudes, you're like, what is that?
Sure, I have friends who.
It's fine if
struggle
you're 21
financially.
and broke.
It's the OG high school homies,
Yeah.
But I mean,
that didn't make it out.
But I mean, I'm sure you've encountered friends of your own. Perhaps they even were wealthy at one point.
Yes.
But business failed.
Yeah.
Health problem.
Yeah.
Catastrophic health problem.
Sure.
Get totally
I'm talking in
flushed.
extremes too, so you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
But so, by the way, Andrew, did you want to do your opener, or are you happy just keeping it?
Yeah, we can just keep
Wait, we
going.
didn't even start yet?
What's an opener?
No, we're live.
No, we're
guys
going.
talking
We're
about?
live. We're live.
I
We're
feel
live.
like you guys prepped more than us because we didn't even get questions.
You don't need to prep. The guy's
We
a professional
sent you
debater.
We're
3
going
questions.
raw dog.
We sent you 4 questions, and we honestly,
fine.
me and Andrew have done 5 shows this week. We did not have much time to prep.
Fair.
We did a little prep. But,
We didn't even prep in the car. We were just talking about my lactate
I mean, I'm
and
just
my cheese
like,
I ate. But we're ready. We're fucking ready.
Question for you, Kirill. Andrew, we can
people
explore this for a few minutes here. You mentioned something about religion. You said something along the lines of, and correct me if I'm wrong, you view religious people or religion as a mental illness?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
An invisible imaginary friend in the sky is a mental illness.
Okay.
Isn't mental illness invisible and imaginary?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just throwing around buzzwords and saying that
I mean, like,
someone
can
who
you
talks to, if I have a friend that talks every night at the edge of their bed to someone in the sky, yeah, it's a little fucking weird. I'm like, that guy's probably a little nuts. In this day and age, I understand if you're like 70 like my grandma, you're about to meet God, you're like, all right, let me try to at
And
least...
you said you're Jewish but non-practicing?
So it's weird. On one hand, he thinks it's weird to pray to the imaginary friend in the sky. But then in the next sentence, he goes, well, I mean, I understand if you're old and you're about to meet God. Okay, so you're admitting that God exists then, because that old person's about to meet God in his words.
Yeah, never...
So like ethnic, or were you
born
religious?
in Russia, just Russian Jews that escaped.
Gotcha.
I got circumcised at age 7, so it wasn't really like a thing.
One
Circumcisions
sec.
weren't like a thing in Russia.
Grid One Motorsports, say what you want, but no grown-ass man wants another dude to be able to ask him how his deck tastes. That is what kissing a chick that's had 9 cocks in her. Bro,
We haven't talked about cups yet. We're too messy.
FNL lads.
We need to structure this debate because I could talk on the cucks.
No one wants to.
I can speak on the cucks.
Thank you,
Because I feel that. I feel that. But we'll
No,
go.
I mean, we'll just let them.
So I would just kind of argue that I think it's far more delusional to think that a group of like 20 to 30-year-old men's gangbanging an 18-year-old chick, and you thinking, well, it's okay because she consented to it, that the ramifications of that, how could that be less delusional than me thinking, maybe there is a divine creator based on the fact that everything has order, which makes no sense.
Right, but my whole thing is my identity isn't based in bashing either. I don't shit on you, and I don't shit on them. I just kind of live my life,
But
right?
why-
I just don't like religious people, and I have no problem with porn stars because, we have similar problems.
Do you think you can be a porn star?
No, I'm literally a white
not
Russian
you.
Jewish kid.
Not you. I'm asking, let me finish the question.
Oh, sorry.
Do you think that you could be a porn star while you identify as being a Christian at the same time?
I don't know enough about religion
We're
to tell
both
you
not
like what
religious.
like to be like to could you I don't know. Like what are the rules
But
that
can I ask
state
you
I
guys a
can't be a
question
porn star?
about the Bible? I don't know shit, so correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm just asking. But Mary Magdalene, wasn't she a prostitute?
No.
That Jesus said, come hang out with the 12 disciples?
No.
She was not?
She was not a prostitute.
Pretty sure that's...
100% positive Mary Magdalene was not a prostitute. That's
Why is that a myth?
Wait, well, you can't be
or-
100% positive.
It is.
No, it's not. A bunch of fucking atheists say this. The Bible nowhere says that Mary Magdalene was a prostitute ever. Then nowhere.
Nick
Nick can pull it up.
Nick, pull it up.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know shit,
Mary
but
Magdalene,
I'm pretty sure.
absolutely not a prostitute. 100%.
Bro, could I have you just scoot?
Oh, yeah.
You you can
I
stay
feel like
where you
you're continually just trying to get me to
But,
make out
but
with him.
some of the Christian
Like, keep
religions, they interpret it that way, correct?
Scoot the mic.
There could be
That
some
one.
Protestant sects that would probably not be considered
perfect.
Christian, but could identify themselves as being Christian.
But
and
why
might
do
say
they
that.
think that she's a prostitute?
Because people can think all kinds of crazy shit.
It's not a rumor, is it? It's just a rumor.
But
Like there must
it's
be
just-
something in the Bible that led
if you
to
read,
that
if you read
interpretation.
anything can be interpreted incorrectly by
Right,
anybody.
Shakespeare.
Yeah,
But
you
there
can
must be a
interpret it wrong.
paragraph, or what do they call them? What do you call those? John 8. What do you? A Bible stump. That says she was a prostitute.
There's not.
Okay. There it is.
She was not a prostitute.
Now back one more thing on your religion though. Is
Yeah, we can pull it up. Go ahead, Nick. Mary Magdalene, as it seems according to Scripture, was likely not a prostitute.
likely not.
Not.
They're saying she is, but maybe she
So there's
wasn't.
a slight chance that woman
No.
sucked a dick for $1.
No.
Or like
They're
a
saying
bagel.
she's likely not a
Yeah,
prostitute. That
what-
doesn't sound like.
What it means is there's not any evidence for that. It's just made up.
Well, there's not much evidence about anything in the Bible.
There's a lot of evidence for a lot of things in the Bible.
Let's not even go there.
So you brought it up. I didn't bring it up.
Well, it's funny that, this guy right here, he says, I don't know anything about the Bible. I don't know enough. But then he makes claims on the Bible. So which is it? Do you not know anything about the Bible, or do you know something about the Bible? Like, what is it?
Hey,
I don't know enough about religion. I just think it's weird to talk to a guy.
Isn't one of the commandments that you can't have sex before marriage?
Yeah, that
And you
can't
did
be an
it.
adulterer. Yeah, that's true.
So in your religion, you broke one of the 10 mega rules.
Yeah, one of the 10 Commandments, correct.
So you're fucked. You're not going to heaven.
No, that's incorrect.
So what are the rules?
Do you
for?
care about breaking that rule?
Yeah.
Like, and how does it? Like, why do you care? Like, why do you care?
So
about
from our worldview, my worldview.
Yeah.
Think of your body like a cup, and every time you sin, it fills up a little bit more, right? This is the idea of sin. Sin itself, right, can be kind of partitioned this way. So basically, the more that you sin, the sicker your soul gets.
Okay.
That's the prism of the worldview, and so you shouldn't do it. Now, there's ways for you to compensate.
He's
for
about to
that,
fill your soul.
right? One of the things that you
I'm the
can
water
do.
boy. I'm not even part of this.
Yeah,
debate.
so one of the things you
just had
can
a
do is
threesome.
you can repent, and then you do everything you can to not do the sin anymore. That's the goal, right?
Now, how do you take
Nobody's
that?
expecting perfection.
Right, and then I see these TV shows where, all the time, and the serial killers are going to repent and be
Good.
like, okay, good, out of my system. And we don't have to get into all this because it's not what we came for, but I just think you were fucking before.
Yeah. So what?
So what? So now you're using Christianity against porn stars.
So wait.
And it devalues when you were
really
fucking
weird.
before marriage.
That's really weird. If you smoke cigarettes, would you tell your kids they could smoke cigarettes?
Not about the kids. It's about you saying that Christianity.
Answer my question. If you smoke cigarettes, would you tell your 9-year-old they could smoke?
I don't understand what that has to do with it.
Answer the question. Stop obfuscating.
No, I would not.
Why? Wouldn't you be a hypocrite? You smoke. So why are you telling someone else that they can't smoke?
Well, people got to make their own mistakes.
So wait, hang on a second. That's really weird. It's almost like you can have a standard, and even if you fall short of the standard, you still know it's bad for someone else.
Perfect analogy by Andrew Wilson, because I think the same thing. It's like you'll see like the parents tell a child something and the child will be like, "But you did that when you were my age," as if, well, then therefore I don't have to listen to you. And that's what always, like, these people, they try to use, like, well, you're a hypocrite, or, well, you used to do that, so why are you trying to lecture us? And yeah, as Andrew perfectly said, you could have a standard and still fall short of it, but it's still a standard. And also, too, not an untrue standard. I think even if someone is a smoker, but they're telling other people not to smoke, are they a hypocrite? Sure. But does that therefore make it okay to smoke just because the person saying that is a hypocrite? But that is always one of the go-to arguments when these atheists try to argue against a Christian about like their standards and morality and stuff, they always go, well, you did it. And it's again, it's like the child talking to the parent. It's just a way for the child to be able to continue to partake in their bad behavior. What do you think about this so far, though? Sound off in the comment section below. Smash or gently click that like button if you are enjoying this. Let's continue.
It's almost like
Right, but
get
then
off
you
the
can't-
hill.
Yeah, you can't
Get off the fucking hill,
you
buddy
couldn't
boy.
get off the high horse.
You know, like
and-
the guy. Here's a great example.
I'm sorry, am I a prostitute?
Mothers Against
Am I
Young
on?
Driving.
Hang on, I'm sorry. Am I a prostitute?
Prostitute
am I on
for
OnlyFans?
God.
Am I on OnlyFans? am I getting gangbanged by 8 dudes? Like, what's going on here?
You're fucking.
Yeah, so the thing is I also think that there's a distinct difference and distinction which you can make as a category between somebody who has premarital sex and somebody who's accepting money for sexual intercourse daily and getting gangbanged by dudes, getting facials, putting their shit all over the internet.
But why is that gross?
I would
don't
say-
understand why that's
well,
gross.
here, let me ask
like,
you.
I don't get why sex is
You know
disgusting.
what? If I'm wrong, let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
You would marry a porn star?
Sure.
Great. Then I want to ask you this question.
As
you
would
have,
I.
You have kids with this porn star.
Retire,
Sure.
because it's
Little
all
Johnny-
about boundaries.
little
But what if
Johnny-
I don't want kids? Or
Yeah,
we're
but
playing your scenario.
We'll just say you
Okay,
did.
cool, go.
Okay, little Johnny comes up to you at 9 years old and he says, "Hey, Dad, take a look. There's Mom, and she's getting fucked in the face by Jamal." Holy shit! Hang on. Look, what my friend said. This is the
All right,
best
you don't have
part
to
where
throw
they
Jamal
just shoot
into
it all over the face. Now you're gonna look at that and go, well, now you see, little.
How do I explain
little
school
Stevie,
shootings to them?
It's all good.
What
You know?
about all the other things I got to explain to them?
Like?
School shootings.
So, Andrew,
how everything in the world is fucking awful. Like,
What
I don't
in the
care.
world is awful?
Look, if I choose to marry a porn star, right, then I've already in my head know what I should and shouldn't say to my child.
Yeah,
right?
great. Well, tell me how
I'm
the
not
conversation
gonna.
goes.
So Andrew,
I'm not gonna.
It comes
Yeah,
down,
not gonna.
It comes down to
Nobody wants that, dude.
No, that's not true.
Somebody does,
That's not
right?
true.
Like somebody wants to like date a fucking 900-pound girl.
They always date within their own industry most of the time for a reason, and it's because they know
It's hard.
they know that men see this as being shameful, horrific behavior. They don't want anything to do with a chick who's been, had like 8 guys on her.
I disagree.
Has
with
her
you.
shit all over
I
the
disagree
place.
with you. And I'll tell you why.
But why is the
It
guy
comes
the
down
man?
to every guy's respected boundary, right? You are very pro. If she did it, I'm out. That's fine. And you know what? The girls probably wouldn't want to date you either, to be honest. So then there's the guys that are happy to date a girl that are still shooting, like Michael Bay. Go shoot Luna. He likes it. He's into that. You know why? Because they swing. They're open. He fucks other girls. She fucks other guys. Maybe it fucking turns them on.
Sure.
So there's that too. Me, where my boundary is, and I'll tell you straight up, I would date a retired porn star. I would want to be monogamous with my retired porn star. It wouldn't bother me
GR
for shits on the internet.
Gracie
It wouldn't bother me.
$100. Do you
Yo,
guys
thank you,
have
Gracie.
kids? If you had a daughter and she said, "Dad, I really want to get into love. I love effing, and the money is great. If you approve, you're garbage and you're stupid." No real parent would.
Yeah, so little Cynthia said, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna go suck some
question.
dick for money."
But what
You're
if little Cynthia-
Hey, awesome, Cynthia. I just
What
wanna
if
make
little
sure.
Cynthia's like, I want a liberal arts degree and spend $100,000 on college? I'd be like, you're stupid too. Stop. You don't have to do that.
Do you think that it's kind of equivocating?
So, this guy's not engaging in the argument, and he's also comparing it to like, well, if she also said she wanted to go to college and spend, a ton of money on a degree, I would say she was stupid too. Well, okay. So then you concede that wanting to become a porn star, if your daughter wanted to become a porn star, you would probably be to advise against it. Well, why? And this isn't about college. This is about specifically doing porn and whether it's morally right. So why would you tell your daughter, yeah, I don't think I want you doing that?
The comparison of a liberal arts degree to getting gangbanged?
I think that, yeah.
The
Do you
industry.
think it's equal?
I
The
think
industry
so.
has.
This is like getting a liberal arts degree.
You know what? The best thing that ever happened to the industry is OnlyFans, because now it's on their terms. It's their creation. It's their art. It's their marketing.
Yeah,
it's
you're
their
not
entrepreneurship.
really answering the question about little Cynthia, though.
So
Yeah, if we
no,
can
I'm
get
getting
an
there. I'm getting there right
answer.
now.
All right.
All right.
So thankfully, since the industry's changed so much, Camilla, who's been on here twice, do you remember her? She was the girl on the Mr. Beast show.
Camilla.
Dark hair, blue eyes. Huge.
Florida.
Yeah.
I think she's only been on here once.
Maybe
but
once.
I think I know who
Yeah,
you're
you know
talking
her, you
about.
know her.
She does that like height TikTok thing where she like
She's the queen of
checks,
TikTok.
Checks the guy's heights.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. So she figured it out perfectly. And I would actually encourage my daughter to do what she does. She shows nothing on OnlyFans at all. Zero.
Yeah, but what if
But she does TikTok and Reels so good. Catch and release. Guys come to see her naked. Oh, fuck,
That's
she's
kind
not.
of a sneaky way to not actually answer the question.
She makes
his
$500 million a
question
month.
is,
$500 million a month.
She comes and says,
hold on.
Camellia.
That's not the
500
question.
million?
So, fuck, sorry.
Yeah,
You mean
not
500,000?
Pardon me. 500,000 a month.
500 million, I'm about to
But
say.
she will make
I
500
might even
million.
consider. I might consider-
we'll have a
So
price.
that is what I would tell my daughter. Honestly, don't show shit. Hook them in. Make, what is that, $5 million a year about? $6 million?
Yeah.
Wait.
So I just want to make sure I got this clear. If your daughter came to you and said that she wanted to go on and have sex and suck men's penises for money while she was being filmed doing it, that's the question. Would you tell her that was okay or not?
I would push her towards this route first.
So that would mean the other route was not okay?
I think if your daughter wants to do
Not
something,
the first
she's
choice
gonna
I would
do it.
support her to do. I would prefer that she did it this way first.
Why?
Because, well, it's just this way everything is in completely her control. She never has to go onto sets where, you know, they're not perfect, the porn sets. That's a fact. And I wish they were a little bit safer because things do happen on set, and I would be worried for her in that sense. You know, they try their best to get it right, but
Yeah, but he verbally yelled at a chick for his cell phone though once.
Wait, what?
I just wanted to let you know he did verbally yell at a chick about her cell phone going off once. But I can see where, you know, on the set of one of these porn shoots where this 18-year-old is getting gangbanged, you know, that things don't always go right, you know. But Brian did yell at a chick one time because her cell phone went off.
that was the only stream I watched,
Yeah.
and that was enough for me.
Okay. So anyway, back to this.
But back to that, look, I just don't like anyone hitting women. Or
Yeah, I don't like anybody
verbally
hitting-
or cyberbullying
Yeah,
them.
I
And
don't like
I thought
anybody
that
hitting women
that's what Brian
either.
did when I attacked him.
Well, hold on. Just to be clear, I've never hit.
No,
Yeah, you hit a woman. Where did we come up with that?
I thought that you were verbally, and then when I watched, I realized, okay, no, he doesn't actually go at them meanly. And I messaged him that. I'm like, we don't have to do personal attacks because that was actually wrong. You just set them up in a way to make them
Well,
look like
hold
stupid.
on. Hold on. Got to challenge you there. I don't set them up.
Well,
Yeah, like
you know
you
what
said.
you're doing, Brian. You're not an idiot.
Tell me
Right.
what I'm doing. Tell me what I'm doing.
This whole show is the opposite of mine, where I do a comedy in the sense of bringing them up, talking funny stories, laughing with them. Yours is also almost a
simping.
comedy in a way of
Why
let's
is it
see.
simping to hang out
let's
with
see
your
them.
friends?
Let's get them to
joking,
say dumb
I
shit.
thought you wanted it
and go
loose.
viral.
Wait,
'cause
hold on.
you're
Guys. Let's let Ryan finish. Go ahead.
All right.
So you do it the opposite way. It's similar in the way we get beautiful women in sex work to say viral shit, but I say it with more of a positive outlook. You say it with a bit more of a negative outlook.
Well, there's a couple things to clarify here. So, first off, when it comes to the people that we have on the show, we do have OnlyFans girls on the show. We actually had somebody recently, one of our viewers, painstakingly actually go through all of our episodes and do analysis on, you know, their age, profession, what they, where they're from, etc. And we collected statistics, and I believe, Nick, could you pull up the stats really quick? Do we still have that pulled up? It's either 30% or what's that? It's not pulled up. Shoot, if you can try to find it, I think it's in one of the Dropbox folders. In any case, it's either less than 20 or less than 30. I forgot the exact number. I think it's 20, could be 30. Less than 20 or 30% of the women we have on the show are involved in sex work in some capacity. So we've had over 1,000 guests. I think less than 200 of them have been.
So what do you yell at
OnlyFans.
them about?
You do one per episode.
for the other 70% of women.
Well, I mean, we'll have conversations, broad conversations about. Sorry, we lost the. Oh, okay, we're good. We talk about dating-related topics. We'll get into culture war stuff. Sometimes we'll talk politics, but mostly we'll talk about dating.
What's wrong with yelling at chicks anyway? Like, why is that even a problem?
Yell at men.
You can yell at- you
it's
can yell at-
coward
you can yell at
behavior.
No, I would yell at everyone. Just
why can't you yell at both?
It's coward
Your
behavior to yell at an
PSA
18-year-old
donated
girl.
$100. I watched.
Yeah.
So this is that is utterly absurd. So this person right here is putting a moral value judgment there, saying, "Well, I think it's cowardly to yell at an 18-year-old girl." Oh, okay. So it's wrong to yell at an 18-year-old girl, but it's okay to have that girl work in the sex industry. That's morally okay. Like, make it make sense.
But Andrew pretty hard with a lint roller.
spending
BTW
$100
pretty
on
comical fellows.
I have it, bro. By the way, do you guys want the lint roller? I see Kirill. There's a little. I have OCD, so there's like a little speck on your shirt if you want to.
Sure, you got some.
I'm just looking out. I know. I got.
Thank you.
dandruff
I have a
now.
girlfriend.
I got the
I'm not
dandruff.
trying to get laid anymore.
His
so I
girlfriend
don't care
doesn't
what I
shave.
look like.
Wait, you missed it. You just wait. Oh, did you guys see it? Oh yeah, good.
There you go. Let me get all the fucking crusty cum off my face.
The fuck?
That wasn't a joke.
That was good. That was good.
And the thing is, these girls do have mental health issues, you know,
Caused from porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
The
before?
thing-
do
hang
you
on,
think it's
the
before
thing that
porn?
you
now?
advocate is great.
Hold on.
Wait, but don't you think it's before porn?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Wait.
Don't-
Sorry. I
isn't
was
our-
about to say something. Come on. It's the negativity that comes with it.
Oh, the social stigma. That's the word you're looking for.
It's what's hurting them the most. And it's been a tough year. This year there was suicides, overdoses, and deaths. And I think a lot of them would not have gone all the way to that terrible, all the way bad and dark if the world was just fucking chill and peace and happy. You want to fuck on camera? Go have fun. You know, it's people that are telling them they're fucking whores all the time. People like you, Andrew, that are getting to their fucking brains. Who knows? We could have saved a fucking life.
Well, okay.
Well, that's an absurd argument. It's the same thing like with the trans argument. Well, if you guys just stopped speaking to them in a certain way or treating them a certain way, well, then therefore everything would be hunky-dory. We live in a society that's more accepting of like adult content than before. You know, even these gentlemen admit that, you know, today's society that's more acceptable in today's society. But yet he's bringing up how the self-unaliving rates, you know, are going up and the drug use and whatnot. Well, okay, so then maybe the issue isn't how society looks at them. Maybe it's because what they're doing is corrupting their soul.
You know what? I'll grant the argument for a second that it's the social stigma that does it. So then you would have to grant that if we eliminated it, if we shut the industry down, they wouldn't have to deal with the social stigma, would they?
Yeah, but that's anti-America.
Hang on. Let him
Freedom.
answer.
That's no way to do it.
Why is that no way to do it?
Because if it's their
Porn-
choice and they're safe, let them live
That
and
was
let live, baby.
For most of our history, this was outlawed because of the ramifications of the mental illness which came along with it, because of the massive amounts of STDs that came with it, and that's a big problem in that industry.
Actually, no.
Oh, well, let's go over the rates if you think that.
Yeah, but you can't die from STDs like that anymore.
Oh, yeah, well, you can't die from HIV.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, no.
Yeah, no, even
Well,
now
look at
you
me.
can die from HIV.
Nah, you take.
I mean,
the
you
pill,
could
you're
die
fine.
from fucking anything.
And you know what? I've slept with a lot of women, Andrew. I've gotten more STIs from non-porn girls than porn girls. I'll tell you right.
How many
right now.
STIs have you gotten?
That's not for debate.
Can I slide to
But
the right a
nothing
little bit
serious.
now?
I've only had the chill ones, you know.
Yeah.
So-
do you want? Have you had multiple times though, like the chill?
Do you have
ones or whatever?
permanent STDs?
No, I do not.
Okay,
I do
those
not.
are the scary ones.
But I mean, isn't it
hand
the
to,
case?
hand to their god.
But good. Can I ask,
No, I
ask
don't.
you guys? I mean, right
Hang
now.
I have
hang
caught
on.
an STI
I'd
before.
like to finish this exchange. I'm almost done.
And
if
I'll
you
tell
don't
you,
mind.
I've never caught anything from a porn star. And
So,
I've slept with porn stars.
evidence shows that HIV.
Civilians. You know who's worse?
Yeah, hang on.
The
No.
clout chase girls in LA that are out with celebrities and they're out 8
We
nights
have
a week
we
partying.
literally have the numbers. That's one thing we got.
Those girls are who have STDs because they're sleeping with rock stars who fuck thousands
Yeah.
of women. That's where you gotta wrap it up with them.
Yeah, no, you
porn
gotta wrap
girls,
it
they
up
get
with all of
tested
them.
every week.
Dude,
Yeah.
koalas have
They're
STDs.
fine,
Look how
and they
cute
only
they
fuck
are.
each other who get tested every
Yeah,
week.
well, here's what the evidence.
All good.
Here's what the evidence shows. Evidence shows HIV prevalence among sex workers 12 times greater. 12 times.
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
including
bro,
prostitution,
but that's the
where it's
industry.
unregulated. We're talking porn.
Bro.
Who has more fucking
You're
hammer
saying sex
injuries
work-
than
you're
a
saying-
handyman?
Andrew, look up porn because you're taking prostitution.
Hang on.
But he's also
I'm going
using
through
the metric of people
Dude,
who do this for
you
a
gotta
living.
let me
You're using
finish.
third world countries that fuck without a condom every day, 10 dudes a
Are
day
you gonna let
for
me-
a bagel.
Okay,
You're not letting me finish, so you can't even understand the
Just let
argument.
him finish, and then you guys can.
Countries with
Nick, is that what I do?
countries with legalized prostitution,
water for-
legalized prostitution, that would be corn. With higher human trafficking, they have higher human trafficking inflows in countries where prostitution is prohibited. The scale and effect of legalizing prostitution, i.e., the expansion of the market, outweighs the substitution effect, where legal sex workers are favored over legal workers. This means that human trafficking increases if prostitution is legalized and if sex work is legalized. Across the board, human trafficking goes up. But here's the other side effect that you won't talk about. And this is one of the things that you need to kind of answer to.
Sure.
The fact is, according to this study, that the internet is so saturated with pornography, it makes it extremely hard to find the incidences of CP, which exist that are uploaded to these sites.
CP?
That's child stuff.
That's child,
Okay,
yeah, you can say
yeah.
that.
It's estimated in 2003 that 20% of all pornography traded over the internet was that type of pornography. That since 1997, the number of child images like that are available on the internet had increased 1,500%. 1,500%, which means right now, by the way, somewhere around 67% of males before age 15 have watched full hardcore porn on the internet. Somewhere around 37% of girls.
Didn't you, Andrew?
No.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Why
The
not?
internet wasn't even around then.
What did you jerk off
We
to as
jerked
a
off to
kid?
like Macy's catalogs.
The thing is,
what I did.
if you're watching it, you can be exploited by it. That's why you have a 1,500, 1,700% increase in the amount of child images which are now out there in the public.
For child porn, we're not even going to, like,
Bro.
none of us here fucking support. That's
Bro,
awful.
I'm not saying you support it. I'm saying that with the industry comes the entailment of this.
When we all discover our penis
I mean, to enjoy
around
M&Ms,
grade
we
6,
have to
7,
have
8,
obese
we're all going to
people.
see.
These guys, it's clear that these guys aren't going to get it. And it's clear that when you listen to them talk, and not just these two gentlemen specifically, but anybody that defends sex work, the corn industry and whatnot, it's always a losing argument because there is no valid good reason why this is necessary other than just please let me goon, bro. I just got a goon. Let me coom. That's the only reason. And so of course, they could try to think of all the reasons in the world, but Andrew Wilson is the only one bringing in here logical reasons, factual reasons, things that go with the order of how the world is, because there is no good reason for this stuff. And anytime anyone defends this stuff, it just doesn't work. Good job on Andrew Wilson schooling these two guys. What'd you guys think about this clip? Sound off in the comment section below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this. And if you really enjoyed this, consider subscribing to my channel. I got more Andrew Wilson content, as well as more debate content and political content that I think you guys will enjoy.